from the Boston Museum of Science. SciTech Today on NECN.
You've heard of art imitating life, but how about technology imitating biology? Joining us now from the Museum of Science, Boston, is Kute from Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh. Hi, Casey.
Hi, how are you?
Good to have you with us. So you are looking to biology to design robots, and what specifically have you come up with?
So if you look at nature, you'll see really unique abilities. One of them is the gecko, which is a small lizard that's able to climb on smooth surfaces. So we wanted to go and figure out, well, how is it doing that? And then take that same ability and those principles and use them on some of the robots that we have. And one of them is 4-bar, which I have here, and it actually uses a flat tacky elastomer, which was our first step before making the synthetic gecko fibers.
And how does the gecko do what he does?
So the gecko has tiny hairs on the feet, and each one of those hairs can get in really close contact with the wall. And the forces between the molecules in both the fibers and the wall come together under what are called intermolecular forces, more specifically the van der Waals forces. And so if you get thousands of those tiny little hairs really close to each other, you can actually get a significant amount of force.
And then what did you use to make the robot mimic how the gecko moves?
So we used a polymer material and molded some of these fibers, put them on one of our robots called Wallbot, and it actually can climb on really smooth surfaces. One of the problems that you have is that the adhesion between the fibers and the wall is really strong, which is great for climbing, but when you want to move, you got to figure out a way to move it. So we actually peel from the surface in the same way that the gecko peels its toes off.
And so we're looking at some video here. This is Wallbot.
Yes, absolutely.
So it moves up the wall.
Yeah, and so you'll see as the feet are coming off, it peels. This is slightly different from the gecko because the gecko actually has really soft toes that it peels back, and we're using more of a rigid surface, but it has the same principles behind all the biological things.
Pretty cool. What are some of the applications for this new technology?
So one of the things that we want to do is take these really small robots and put them in places where we could do surveillance and video monitoring. You can put different payloads and do sensors and temperature monitoring and all kinds of different things and move these sensors around, which is a really unique aspect.
All righty, and they're on display at the Museum of Science?
Yep, they are. Come by and see them.
All righty, Kute, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
And you be sure to join us every Thursday morning at this time for SciTech Today, or log on to the Museum of Science website, mos.org.